Okay, this is my security camera footage from last night. You're gonna see something weird. You can see right now, and it's been this way all night up until this point. Right now, you're looking at 7:39. Okay, this is 7:39. At about 7:40, something around there, you're gonna see a bright light appear right about here. Right about here. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Now, I have no idea what this light is. I have no idea, what's the source of this light. Now, I do know that if you can see the light there, you should be able to see it here because that's the same location. This camera in this area is exactly the same as this area. That's the same area on the camera. Now that light's gone, but it's not done. It's coming back. Now this is the second night in a row that I have seen these weird lights. And I don't know. This is my surveillance camera. Look at there. See that? I don't know why you can't see it on this camera. Just that one. You can't see it on this camera here. Just this one. But that's the same area. And look how it shifts its shape. It's shape shifting. It looks like some sort of plasma entity or something. It's not a light beam that goes all the way to... Like if you were shining a beam of light from above, it would go all the way down to the ground. It wouldn't just hover above. You can't shine a light and make it stop right before the object. No. It don't work like that. But y'all look at this. This went on for about a half an hour. Look at it. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? And look at the shape shifting it's doing. The weird... Look at the weird shape regurgitations. I don't know what even to call that. I don't even know what to call that. But this was outside my house last night. I actually went outside. At one point, I'd go outside. I don't even know how long that thing was out there stalking my house like that. It's right over my truck. This is my one of my trucks, and this is my other truck parked in the driveway. I just parked this one over there because these trees, for some reason, that's a red truck, and the birds just crap all over it. So I park it out there so that the front of it is not under the trees. Because I got tired of washing the bird crap off my truck every day. So I started parking it right there. This thing's hanging right over. Look at the shape shifting it's doing. No light beam does that. Look at that. No light beam does that. And I saw a bright light the night before this. This was last night. Night before last, I saw a bright light up in the sky. I was driving home from school, about a mile up the road from the house. I was almost home. There's this bright-ass light up in the sky off to the left where there's nothing there. There's nothing there that should be cast, that should be a big, pulsating, bright light. There's nothing there. There's no manufacturing. There's no shops. There's no, shopping center. There's no nothing. It's just up in the sky. There's nothing there. And it wasn't a plane. There was no sound of a plane. And it was hovering. It wasn't moving. It was like this thing. Just hovering. And pulsating. Then the next night, this. Strange thing is, when I finally noticed it, I was filming it, it didn't occur to me that I could go back and review this, later. At the time, I just wasn't thinking about that. I just was thinking, wow, let me get my camera and record this. And I started recording this screen here. Then I decided, well, let me go outside and look at this thing. So at one point, you'll see me come out here on the deck, and I walked outside, but you couldn't see it. You couldn't see anything with the naked eye, not like the night before. Look at that. Look how it's shape-shifting. It's just weird, man. It's not aliens from another planet. If anything, it's demons. There are no aliens. But the night before, when I saw that light, I called out upon the name of Jesus Christ, and that light was gone. This one, look at the shape shifting it's doing. When have you ever seen a beam of light? When have you ever shined a flashlight and seen it do that? And it doesn't go all the way down to the truck. It stops just above. When have you ever shined a flashlight at an object and make the beam stop before the object? No. When you shine a light at an object, it goes all the way to the damn object. You can't stop it right before the object and make it hover like that. And you certainly can't make a beam of light shape shift. No, that doesn't look like a solid form of any substance, but it doesn't look solid exactly, but looks like almost like a plasma type of entity. I don't know. You tell me. What the hell is that? The hell is that? That is just weird, man. Look at that. Look at that. And see, here's the thing is that here's the back of my truck right there. And that's the H post. That the fence. There's one H post, and here's another H post. There's one there, and there's the fence, and there's the other H post for the other side of the fence to, build the fence. You have to have the H posts on the side to make it solid to hold the fence. So there's the other H post, and there's the back of my truck. Now, if you noticed, there's the back of my truck over here, and there's the H post, and you can see the back of my truck there. I'll show it to you in the light of day. But you can't see this light. It's in the same area right here as this. Right there. But you can't see it on this camera, only this one. What is up with that? If anyone has a good explanation of what that light is, the source of that light, I'm up to hear it. I'm open to hear it, because I can't think of any reasonable earthly explanation as to how that light is manifesting in, over my top of my truck like that. Or for the light that was in the sky on my way home the night before. I can't think of any earthly reason why that light should have been hanging up there in a place where there's nothing. Pulsating. Just a big, gigantic, humongous pulsating light. There are no aliens. I know that there are no aliens from other planets. It's not aliens from other planets, folks. There are spiritual entities on this earth. There are fallen angels. There are angels among us, and there are fallen angels too. But there's no aliens, folks. I don't know what that is, but I suspect that's a demon. I don't think it's an angel. If anything, a fallen angel. But I am born again, and I am a follower of Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, and I know that Christ Jesus died for my sins, and I am cleansed in the redeeming blood of Jesus Christ, and so I'm not afraid of these entities. I'm not afraid of what man can do, to kill the body, but Jesus said, do not fear man who can kill the body, but fear the one who can kill the body and the soul in hell. And so that's kind of where I'm at with it. I have a healthy fear of God's wrath, and so I try as best my ability to be obedient to His commandments. I don't do it perfectly, and I'm still trying. I pray every morning for strength to resist temptations, and I ask the Lord to eliminate any defects of character that keep me distant from Him, and to allow me to draw closer to Him. And I just ask the Lord for His mercy and grace, upon me, and to give me the everything that I need to carry out His will and to do the things that are pleasing to Him. And so that's kind of the way I live my life, and the kind of way I want to live my life. And so I'm not afraid of these demons. I'm not afraid of man, what he can do to the body. None of that. I mean, I'm human, so, seeing things like this are, it's unsettling, man. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's unsettling to see 2 nights in a row, some strange lights, just hovering above your truck, and, it's kind of stalking you, man. So it kind of feels like, you're being stalked or something, but excuse me, I'm drinking coffee and I have allergies. But I did recently file I know that our government has technology, probably like from demons. They got technology from demons that allow them to do a number of things, any number of things that we can't even imagine. I know that the technology exists because our government is working with higher entities. And that all goes back to Admiral Byrd back in the 50s or 40s when he went to Antarctica. You're not allowed to go to Antarctica. You're not allowed to go to the South Pole. Why no one is allowed to go to the South Pole? Well, that has to do with what we're looking at right here, higher entities that our government is working with. And so all these technologies that we've seen spring up over the past, I mean, just like a weed, these technologies have just sprung up. We went from black and white television to, man, I won't go into that, but that technology came from somewhere, and I'm not going to go into it. I don't want to get too far off topic here right now. I'm just concerned with this thing. This is just, I'm 59 years old. I'll be 60 in June, and I've never seen anything like that. Never seen anything like that in my life. So, you tell me. What is that? What the heck is that thing? I've had these security cameras for 4 or 5 years. And my son just passed away in July. He and I put these cameras in here 4 or 5 years ago. And we have never seen anything like this. We keep the surveillance cameras on 24/7. And every night, you see just what you saw before these lights came every night. Never anything like this. So you could attribute this to a glitch in the camera, but how come the glitch was different over here when the lights first appeared? It was just a little small one darting around in the yard, and then it darted over here. How come that glitch was, different than this glitch? A glitch is a glitch. You don't get a variety. The glitches don't come in variety packs like that, and glitches don't come and go like this. In a period of 4 or 5 years, you have one glitch that lasts a half an hour, and that's it, and then back to normal. Glitch means malfunction, and if you have An electrical malfunction, it does not repair itself and go back to normal. If you have a malfunction, that means there's something wrong with your unit, and it's going to stay something wrong with it until you fix it. And tell me when a malfunction has ever manifested itself in the form of a light like that. No, that's not a camera malfunction. Horse pucky. That's not a camera malfunction. It's a camera malfunction. It malfunctioned on this camera just for a brief few seconds in a different way. It manifests in a different way for just a few seconds. No. Glitches don't manifest and it's not manifesting in these other two cameras. Just briefly in this one, the light came in. You saw it dart around on the ground. Then it went over to this camera. Then it left, and this comes back. And the shape shifting. This is a talented glitch because that son of a gun can shift its shape. Look at it. Look at that. No, this is not a glitch. This is not an electrical glitch or a camera glitch. I don't buy that for a second. And it's not a light that's being shined from up above because I went outside and there's nothing up above. I went outside and looked. And you can't even see the light when you go outside and look with the naked eye. You can't even see the light. But now, the other night, when I was driving home, I saw a bright light up in the sky with my naked eye, but it didn't come out on the camera. This one is showing up on this camera, but when I go outside, I didn't see anything. And I filmed that. I took my phone outside. And another thing is, when I went outside with my phone to film, it kept cutting off. It wouldn't let my camera film. It kept cutting off. I got like a few seconds here, a few seconds there. At one point, I think I got like almost a minute, and I'm filming up to the sky. The only thing you could see is, and I got this on footage too, the only thing you could see is the two street lights. You didn't see this light hanging around, shape-shifting and bouncing around and back and forth like that. So, yeah, I don't know. And there's no malfunctions on these other two cameras. This went on for about a half an hour. At one point, you'll see me come out on the deck, and I go out there and I take my phone and I point it up to the sky to film, to record what's going on, and there's nothing. There's nothing. Just those two street lights and the dark night sky. That's all you see. So, I don't know. Well, look at that. It's not a light being shined from above because it doesn't come all the way down. You can't stop a beam of light above an object. No, a beam of light will go all the way to the ground. It would be shining on the truck, not above the truck. Beams of light don't shine above things, they shine on them. Excuse me, I'm drinking coffee. And I'm congested because of the cedar. I know, I did just file a lawsuit recently. It got dismissed by Judge Alan Albright in the Western District of Texas. Judge Alan Albright, I filed a lawsuit against Facebook, and I alleged that they are the government because they are part of DARPA, the LifeLog project that was scrapped, and one day and the next day Facebook was launched. And what the LifeLog project was a project where they collected data on American citizens. And so I guess they were told that they couldn't do that. And so they scrapped the LifeLog project, and the next day, Facebook was launched. And what does Facebook do? It gathers it gathers data on American citizens. And it has brilliantly come up with a way to make American citizens think that it's a social media when in reality it is a government surveillance program that people have been duped into willingly turning over all of their data. And there I go. I come out and I look. So I accused, and so what does Judge Alan Albright do? He dismisses my case as being frivolous. I also, not just that, I also allege that Facebook was violating my First Amendment right. If you look up Pickingham versus the state of North Carolina, that's a case where a sex offender filed against, well, actually it was a criminal case, and he, because he was violated for being on Facebook. Well, the United States Supreme Court ruled that sex offenders have a First Amendment right to free speech on Facebook. So if a sex offender has a First Amendment right to free speech on Facebook, everyone has a First Amendment right to free speech on Facebook. So you can no longer argue, Facebook, that because you're a private company, you don't have to give us First Amendment rights. The United States Supreme Court has ruled that people do have First Amendment rights that extend on Facebook. And so I filed a lawsuit because Facebook, would keep putting me in their Facebook jail and kicking me off, suspending my account because of my conservative posts. And so every time I post something conservative, next thing you know, I'm in Facebook jail, I'm kicked off. So I filed a lawsuit against them based on that. Well, one of the allegations was that DARPA, the LifeLog program, was just part of the Facebook is an extension of the LifeLog program, which is a government program. So Facebook is really just another project that was implemented by our government. So they are a government agency. Now there I go. You see me walking out there, and I got my camera. And here's the funny thing: when I was in here using my phone to record the monitor, it worked fine for about. It worked fine. And then this morning it works fine to record. But when I went out there to record, it kept going off. It wouldn't let me record. It wouldn't let me record on my phone. My phone would only last a few seconds. So I go back in. It's not allowing me to record. This light right here is nothing. That's a car. You're going to see that car pull away here pretty soon. But there I go back in. Go up on the deck, and I go back in the house. Yeah. This light right here, that's just a car across on the other side of the RV park over there. That's all that is. You're going to see him pull out of there and leave pretty soon. There's another car pulling in, going right by this light, and these people don't. Yeah, and these people driving, but they don't see this light. They don't see it. If people saw that light, I went outside. You couldn't see it. And look at the shape shifting. Look at that. Look at the shape shifting it's doing. When have you seen a beam of light do that? If any of you have a flashlight that can shine a beam of light that stops above the object and shifts its shape like that, I want to see that flashlight. I want to see you shine that beam of light and do this with it. Look at that. Look at the weird shapes. Like a plasma field or a plasma entity or something. See, not like this. That's the headlights of a car. They come on, and I don't know if they put their bright lights on or they got their parking lights or whatever, but they're flashing their lights. That's just a flashing light of a car right there, and I don't know why that moron is doing that at night. Idiot. But he pulls out. See, that's just a car. He's pulling out right there. That's nothing like what we're seeing here. And plus, you can go outside, you're still going to see that. This, you go outside, you see nothing. You can say, oh, well, it's just a camera malfunctioning. Nah. When have you ever seen a malfunction like that? And why only for a half an hour out of 4 or 5 years, there's just a half an hour malfunction? And then, as I say, malfunctions don't fix themselves. If there's a glitch, that's a malfunction. And a malfunction has to be repaired. It does not repair itself. So there's that car driving on out. truck, car, whatever it is, and it's oblivious. It doesn't see this thing. But I go back out, and it lets me, I mean, my phone camera records while I'm in here recording the screen, this monitor, surveillance monitor, my security cameras. But when I go out there and try to record, the camera, my all of a sudden my phone camera's won't record. It lets me record for like a few seconds and then it cuts off. That was weird. Now this morning it's working fine again. But out there in the yard it wouldn't let me see them. See, I keep messing with my phone because I'm trying to put on record and it won't let me. It's not letting me record. I think I got the most outside. I think maybe I got like a minute, 30 seconds or a minute. And it kept cutting off. I tried it three, 4 times. And I have those clips, little short clips of trying to record as well. The only thing you see is the night sky and those two street lights. You don't see that big plasma shape-shifting light. It's just hovering in the sky, stalking my house. You don't see it. And you could say, well, that's how you know that it's stalking your house. Well, it was in my yard. It was in my yard, and I think it's going to come back in my yard. Look at that. Look at the shape shifting it's doing. Look at that. And now it's going to just jet out of here in a minute. Here pretty soon it's just going to take off, exit stage right, and just jet. Look at that. And there it goes. Bam. And it's just gone. Now it's going to come back. It's going to come back. It's not done yet. It's going to do some weird stuff still. Yeah, that thing's it's not done. I mean, that one is gone, but something else is going to come back. There's going to be a light shining right on my truck and a glow coming from this side here. There's going to be a glow coming from here and a smaller light on my truck. Like it's a light shining on my truck. But you can see there's nobody in the back of the house to be shining a light toward my truck. There's nothing going on back in the back of the house. So that's the only place that a light could have come to. See, look at that. See the glowing, and there's the light on my truck. Now, where's that coming from? I'm not doing. There's nobody out here to do that. But you can see off to the right. You should be able to see this glow right here, but you can't. On the other camera, but you can't. Because where this glowing is happening is the same location out physically in the yard as this. But you can only see it on that camera right there. It's not a glitch. Glitches don't fix themselves. Malfunctions don't repair themselves. And they don't occur once every 4 or 5 years for a half an hour. No malfunction I ever saw. You see that? You see the glow? The glowing lights there? And the light shining on the truck? I don't know how to explain that. I don't know how to explain that. And if any of you watching can explain that, I'm open to hear your explanation. I'm open to hear your explanation of this. Because, well, yeah. Yeah, maybe you can tell me about that light I saw on the way home that was just this gigantic, humongous light up in the sky where there's nothing there. I know this area, and there's nothing up in the sky in that area, that close, that should be that bright and pulsating. You know, I mean, yeah, no. It wasn't making that sound, but that's the effect. It was the pulsating light. Up in the sky. Up in the middle of the sky where there's nothing there. And then the next night, this. Now, I don't know what is in store for me tonight. Hopefully nothing. Because, you know, it's unsettling. Look at the see, and look at the pulsating light there in the middle of the yard, and then this glowing light. I mean, that's, and it's not happening anywhere else. Nowhere else, folks. Just right there. Look at that pulsating light in the middle of the screen there. And this one right there. Look at that. Look at that. Just pulsating. See that? You see that? I mean, yeah, it freaked me out. Freaked me out a little bit. I mean, I went outside, but I didn't see anything outside. You couldn't see it. You couldn't see anything. And I have that footage too. See that? That is just... I've never seen anything like that. Never seen anything like that in the whole time we've had these cameras installed. Me and my son put these cameras up about 4 or 5 years ago, and I've never seen. Look at that. See the light right there? See that? See that? And that light that just came on, right, you should be able to, you should have also seen that, right? If it's here, you should see it here because that's the same location out in the yard. That's the same location out in the yard. And you didn't see any indication anywhere else on any of the other cameras that light should have appeared. That light should have manifest right there. No. There nothing happened. No one's shining on a flashlight. See? Look at that. Look at that. See that light again right there? That dot? Now, I don't know if the government, Judge Albright, notified CIA that I mentioned them in a lawsuit and that they got some high-tech surveillance equipment watching me or something. I don't know. Maybe, you know, I'm on their radar. Look at that. You see that light? You see that? You see that? That is not normal, folks. The whole time we've had this system, never have I seen this happen. There's nothing outside going on that should be causing this. It's just like these lights. You don't see that happening. It shouldn't be happening on that. I've never seen it before on this one either. Not before last night. So what the hell is that? A lot of people will dismiss that and say, "Oh, you're tripping. That's nothing." It's not nothing. It's a freaking light, man. It's not nothing. This is 2 nights in a row. That's not nothing. This is nothing. This is nothing. This is nothing. That's something. Tell me you're too stupid to know the difference between nothing and something. and there are lights dancing around on your camera, that's something. Half an hour out of 4 or 5 years, a half an hour. Now that's nothing. See? Right there. That was something. And it's the same location as this, but it's not showing here, only there. Oh, it's your camera malfunctioning. How the fuck is a camera malfunction like that? Tell me what kind of electrical malfunction. I've been studying electricity. I'm going to school for HVAC, and we've been studying basic electricity. Tell me what kind of electrical malfunction can cause lights to show up on a security camera. There's no such malfunction. There's no such malfunction. And then, oh, the malfunction repairs itself and just goes away? I don't think so. No, you can't tell me that's a freaking camera malfunction on channel 1. Don't try to tell me that's a camera malfunction. Don't try to tell me it's shadows. There ain't no shadows dance around and shapeshift like that. You gotta be a complete idiot to tell me that's a... And now watch. You go later on into the night. It's all over. No more light show. And I waited a long time before this, before it started happening. Like, before it started happening, okay, there's daytime. There's no malfunction on this camera. There's no malfunction on that camera. Starts getting a little darker. Now it's dark. Now it's dark out. There's no malfunction on that camera. We'll sit here all night, watch that camera, and you won't see no malfunctions. You see the 2 street lights come on, but where's the malfunction now? No malfunction. Get a little darker. No malfunction. Gets dark. There's lights of a car. That's my neighbor pulling in. That's my neighbor pulling in. No malfunctions. No malfunctions. This is the same scene that I've seen night after night after night, for 4 or 5 years. No malfunction. That's the light from Daniel's car. That's the light from the neighbor's car. That's not a malfunction, folks. Here, let's move past that. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. And we could sit here. This is what, 7:25? So this thing doesn't start manifesting until about 7:30 or 7:40 or something like that. And other than that, this is what you see every night. Nothing. So for people that say that's nothing, no, here's nothing. Here's nothing. That is nothing. This is not nothing. That's something. That is not nothing. That's something. You got to be an idiot if you don't know the difference between nothing and something. All of a sudden, just out of nowhere, there it is. That's nothing. That's something. Now, after it's all over, there's nothing again. And the rest of the night, nothing. For the rest of the night, nothing. The rest of the night, there was nothing. So the camera malfunctioned, and then the malfunction just went away by itself. It repaired itself, and everything now back to normal. Yeah. You got to be a complete idiot if you think that that's a camera malfunction that comes and just goes away. Oh, we get a malfunction, and then